If you don't know how to manage the small money that you have, how are you going to handle the big money that you get?
That's real, yo. I ain't exaggerating at all, man. The more money you make, the more problems you get.
Hey everyone, this is Beverly and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to be talking about a money management strategy. This can help you if you're coming into some big money and you do not know how to handle your finances, so I'm here to help you out. Something that this quarantine has taught a lot of us is that a lot of people did not have their money in order for an emergency situation. When it comes to money, the number one thing to realize is, what is your goal? What is the end point? Do you want to save for your future heirs? Do you want to save for a house, a car? Money is what you make it, because when you die, you cannot take this with you. So what do you want to do with your money? It's a common misconception that the more money you have, the better it will be. Because if you don't know how to manage the small money that you have, how are you going to handle the big money that you get?
That's real, yo. I ain't exaggerating at all, man. The more money you make, the more problems you get.
Great B.I.G. said it best. Now here are some simple tips that I learned that helped me manage my money, especially when I graduated from college and got my first full-time job. When I first got my first-time job with real big money, I did not know how to handle my finances. I was buying purses, I upgraded my style, hair, wardrobe, I upgraded my parents' mattress, I was taking my friends out to dinner. I was high rolling. And for the first year where I had my finances, I mismanaged my finances so poorly, because when it came to emergency situations like needing new tires or my car just completely breaking down, I was SOL. Luckily, the job that I had during the time offered an early financial planning classes to help people who is their first time career, really don't understand how to manage your finances. And this was provided by Ernst & Young, which is known by EY, which is one of the top 4 accounting firms in the world. And this financial planning class really helped me when it came to how to properly manage my finances. The whole goal of financial education is that we are financially prepared for an emergency in the future. Whatever you have in goal in mind for the money that you make, this should help you in terms for planning for that. Now, the strategy that I learned from Ernst & Young is a simple strategy that I think is very easy to follow, and it's helped me in terms of managing my finances. And it's called the 50-30-20% rule, and it's a rule that I follow that has helped me manage my finances immensely. I'm about to give you some tips on how to manage your finances. Let's get to it. Now, the first element in this strategy is the 50% rule. What this means is that 50% of the income that you receive, 50% of that of your income has to be used for your essentials. Now, this is your rent, your car note, your insurance, things that you need to survive. So everything that is essential to your living needs to fit in the confines of that 50% of your income. And so you may have to make some adjustments to make sure the items do fit in that 50%. For instance, say for example, your monthly income is $2,000. That means 50% of that is $1,000. So in hindsight, that means your rent should not be $1,000. Your car note shouldn't be $1,000. All your essentials have to fit within that 50%. The next is the 30%. Now this is after your essentials. This is your luxurious items that you don't need, but you like to have. So it could be going to brunch, which I love myself. It could be getting your hair done, your nails done, a watch, items and things that you don't need, but you like. You don't have to have, but it's nice to have. And come here, you wanna make a cameo? Come here, baby. Ooh, ooh, this is my dog, Marley. He's not a necessity, but he's definitely my little baby. Last but not least is the 20%. And this is probably most important because this is where a lot of people mess up. Now, the 20% is for your saving. And the number one key with this rule is pay yourself first. Hear me? Pay yourself first. Now, what does that mean? Treat your savings, your 20%, treat your savings as a bill that you pay first. Treat it like if a bill was coming in and says, your savings is due at the first of the month, and you pay that on time every time, you don't wait. The big mistake that a lot of people make when it comes to their savings is their finances. They treat their savings as a back burner. They pay for their essentials and they pay for things that they want, like going out, and then whatever is left over, they use that as their savings. And when you do that, it treats it as the back burner because sometimes you either never get to it, you always have too much things or items coming up, or you don't save as much as you planned on saving because you treat your savings as leftovers when in fact your savings should be treated as number one, because you don't know what can happen in the future. When I say that, when I go back to that example that I had earlier, if your monthly income is $2,000, that 20%, which is $400, take that money, immediately put it into your savings account. Then you have $1,000 for your essentials, and then you have $600 for your non-essentials. But the key to saving money is to make sure you pay it first, because when you have that savings there first, then you pay for your essentials. The remaining stuff is your non-essentials. Instead of treating like essentials, non-essential savings, the goal is to be savings, essentials, non-essentials. That is the strategy that you have to have when it comes to properly managing your finances. So I have this example here at the side because maybe you're a person who needs to see the numbers in your face so it can help you out. Let's do this example together. So your monthly paycheck comes in and it's $2,000. Now, this is just an example. This is not based on my paycheck, or I don't know whose paycheck this could be, but it's $2,000. Now, the first thing you want to do is with that 20%, you want to take that money and move it into savings. And hopefully you are moving it into a savings account or option that is accruing interest. So as you continue to put money in it, it continues to build and build and build and build. And before you know it, it's accumulated so much money. Next you have is your essentials. That's that 50%. That's where you want your essentials. You need a rent. You need groceries, you need insurance, you need electricity, you need all these items. And so you want to make sure that the things that you have, and you may have to do some adjusting. You know, you have to keep track of your recurring expenses. And as long as that fits into that 50%, you're fine. Now the next is that 30%, which is for your non-essentials. So if you want to go get those nails done, you can. If you want to go shopping for non-essential clothes, you can. If you want to take your trips, that's how I budget my trips for the year. Usually at the beginning of the year, I have a set amount of money that I say I want to use to spend so I can travel. So I kind of also take a little bit from that so that I can put into my travel budget, because traveling is my luxury for me. That's my lavish. And when it comes to that 20%, online banking, a lot of banks have a feature within their website that allows you to say whatever incoming fund comes in, you can take a percentage of that 20%, if we're still going with this example, and put that aside into your savings account. I would definitely utilize that tool so that you're not always manually having to calculate the money that comes in and put that aside into your savings. I would use a tool that can help you do that, but if not, it's just a simple calculation. You just have to make sure you're very consistent with it, because with this, consistency is key. Also, when it comes to this 20% savings, that all depends on you and what is your financial goals. As just a level playing in terms of how to keep secure, I think 20% is just a good basis of savings, because for future emergencies or things that you want to save in the future. But say you have a specific goal in mind, and if you need to adjust that 20% savings, you may make it 30%, 40%. It all depends on you and what your goals are. So if you know your goals and you know you have a specific thing in mind, track that. And this definitely is a strategy that can help you just also not live like a nomad where you can't use any of your money and you're saving and budgeting, but just what is your goal? What do you want? What time span do you want it in? Because maybe if it's a quicker time span, you will need to adjust that savings in order to reach your financial goal. And there's a lot of useful tools that can help you when it comes to managing your finances. A tool that I personally love to use is Mint. I've been using Mint for a long time, and what it does is it keeps track of all your accounts, and it helps you set aside budgets to say, like, this is my grocery budget, this is my phone bill budget, this is my budget for rent. It keeps track, and it gives you a lot of great analytics to help you see if you're keeping on track. If you're going over, say, your going out budget, if you're going over partying budget, your drinking budget, it gives you a lot of great analytics, and it keeps you accountable of the things that you may not be tracking alongside yourself. So I would definitely say utilize the Mint app. And also helps you with great analytics to see, are you saving like you want to save? And you can put that 20%, 30 allocations within that Mint app to make sure that you're on track with your saving. And the best thing about Mint is that it's free. So I would definitely sign up for it. It's a really good tool in helping managing your finance. So I hope these tips helped you with your money management strategy and giving you an idea of how to help you manage your money and reach your future goals. So the goal is to be financially successful and how to do it, because remember, just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean that you're going to retain it all. We see so many celebrities who have so much wealth and money, but then they file bankruptcy because they don't know how to manage their finances. And you do not, my background is accounting, but you don't need to be an accountant to understand your finance. So I hope these tips helped you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye guys. Marley says bye too. Say bye.